Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Today, we're back in court. Phew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. It looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's gotta do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. Felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is gonna be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. But he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. Alright, court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Kudo, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of tea, or a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. My name's Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what makes me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Listen, youngin'. How much do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests and kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, real craftsmen. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you can embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Eating seeds? What are you, a bird? What do you think these are, I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh yes! Oh yes I did, I saw it all! Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. Of what Maggie's skirt looks like, maybe. He's really getting into this. The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she's not a servant girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. God, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words, what's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I was reading the sports paper. So you saw the victim, then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elg? I wanted to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And the location in question. There are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? You say that you could see the victim. That means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Serving girl brought me a Javachino. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. But his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. And I saw that servant girl put into the Havasino as well. But I know what's coming up and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Let's press harder. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask what the witness had what he knows about this testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy. She took it out with some small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Oh no. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. It's a bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? Okay, maybe she did poison the coffee, but... Maybe it was a setup? By the chef? It was like, here's a bottle of sugar, but it's actually potassium cyanide. Would she get in trouble for that? I don't think she would, right? Because she didn't murder him, she was just told it was sugar. I don't know how the law works. Sometimes it's really silly. You can get in trouble for something like that, even though you don't deserve it. Some places you would probably get in trouble for that because you didn't do your due diligence to fact check. Though, if my boss told me that the bottle of sugar he was handing you was a bottle of sugar, put it in the coffee, you could bet I'm putting it in the coffee. I'm not gonna question him. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain. Okay. Took just one sip. You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drunk every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congratulations. You've earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom. So it was immediate death. Well, potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turned sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she is... You said, I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Does she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way from up to her... you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is... her outfit? But anyone could wear such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. There are other things I recognize about her, too. He's pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Why don't I press you harder? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress is Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There's a ribbon in her hair and her apron's straps were loose. You're still looking at just her outfit! You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face. God, as if I remember that. The waitress noticed the straps on the accused's aprons. It was unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. No doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. She doesn't even wear a ribbon. Oh, she does wear a ribbon. That's a bow. It's not a ribbon. Right? I honestly don't know. What you would call that. I'm not a fashion guy in the absolute slightest. I'm pretty sure, I guess it is a ribbon, but I think it's mostly called a bow. So that's got the straps. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in the straps. Why is that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination?
Objection.
People have all kinds of fetishes, right? We don't need to embarrass the witness. Listen, you young upstarts, I haven't got some sick strap fetish. Is there any road? This was a T-rated game, right? Yeah, okay. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. I said I haven't got a strap fetish. I'm never gonna repeat myself. Very well. Continue on with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless. Oops. You think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress? I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. Are there any other employees there? Because I was under the impression that Maggie was the only one. Oh, crap. Alright, let's ask about the,
Objection.
It's about her back, I guess. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection.
He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. Unless you're Maya, which of course everyone always points to her outfit. This waitress's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. I'm not talking about her breast size. I don't actually know if she has any. So man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Not her glasses. You don't have a thing for glasses. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the waitress's face, yes? No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. Yeah. It's gonna be the fact that she wears glasses, right? Because that would be identifying. Oh, God. I wanted to present. Oh, that's not it? Uh-oh. I have to replay a lot of this now, don't I? I was so sure of that. Crap, I guess I'll see you guys when I catch back up. So, I'm currently replaying through real quick, and it's taken a bit, because I'm replaying from the very beginning of the trial. But, I have the option to actually ask about the health insurance. This isn't going to do me any good, but just to see what the dialogue is, we're going to check it out real quick. So, the victim had no form of identification on him, correct? Yeah. And yet, before arriving at the restaurant, he went to see a doctor. Which means he must have had his medical insurance card with him. Oh, that is very true. The fact that it hasn't been found points to only one obvious conclusion. The victim's medical card was stolen. Huh. True, the victim didn't have a medical insurance card. But why? Because Mr. Glenn Elk didn't have medical insurance to begin with. Huh. As I thought, a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Bit of an edge. Alright, we're off course again. Alright. Back to the grind, back to where we were. Alright, I've made it back to here, and, I was going to figure out what this answer might be before unpausing the recording, but I think I instantly figured it out. He said there was nothing of interest in the front, but, like, this apron was pretty messy. Also, I'm gonna, like, drop a save right now. Oops. So, is it the apron, then? Yeah. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. God, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like, except he's uneaten. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress in the front. Oops. Witness! You can't just oops your way out of this. Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. I am recording, right? Okay. Listen, Wright, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison in the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working condition. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember. Probably when he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Well, he was a man. Yeah, that's about it. He wasn't wearing a waitress dress. He was one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The younger man was listening to a wireless. I remember that well. Then the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino. A little fidget picked up the cup of his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types of people who are so vague about everything. How are we gonna handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. Bullying the old people. Making the elderly feel lesser. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green and the other was broken. Oh, you mean like a scouter? Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some in rival Mr. Kudo's sharp appearance. We'd better come up with something sharp and quick. So I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. A newspaper in his right hand and the noisy brat was rustling the pages. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, could you even read that fidget in him? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Guts and Braun retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you just buy your own? What are you looking at me like that for, huh? How dare you judge me? How? That's him. Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. Listen to the wireless. The wireless? That is the decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. It either an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for, huh? How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow! And the servant girl in question brought up the Javachino. You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, is that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I start from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie. I better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. His free hand? Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before to cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? And his free hand was in his right hand, then which was it, you moron? Perhaps the great Mr. Trite there has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory is more holes than a slice of Swiss. Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We did one mistake in these hours. Let me guess. Was he actually rustling the newspaper with his left? Maybe? No, that is his right hand. I mean, you say he was reading, but he was obviously scribbling on the newspaper. Alright, he said let me wait to press, so let me see if I can press him on some of these now. For more information. Maybe not. The newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. Not that. Okay, I guess he had the newspaper in his right hand. There is a piece of paper, like, in his right hand. And the cup does seem like it came out of his left. So... he was listening to the wireless. I mean, whatever it is, we're probably gonna have to do the crime photo, right? This probably has the answer here. Is it the part where he said he was rustling the paper, reading it? Because I think he was doodling on it. No, I'm thinking too hard about it. They don't exactly have anything that proves that you're wrong. I'm gonna press you some more, in case you have any new information. Doesn't seem so. Maybe the smallest detail. Oh, crap. I meant to switch to the profiles page. I just pressed X again. Luckily, it didn't go through. His left eardrum ruptured the day before the incident. I mean, that's true that he did do that, but Spectacles. Is that what we're going with? I mean, that doesn't really disprove what he's saying, but at the same time, no. Because I didn't really disprove it, but his paper in his right hand, bracket 6 pages. I need some time to think about this. Oh, you know what? I think I may have figured it out. So he picked it up with his left hand. What side of the cup is the stain on? Ah, I get it! Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of the testimony? Okay, so, while I was trying to figure it out, I was looking at this picture, and I was like, the handle, it seems to be on the right side. I was like, it's possible that it could have landed that way if it was in his left hand, but let's try it. And then I remembered about the coffee stain on it. So Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of the testimony? This is a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trey? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. God, what is this? Kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice a mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Ah! Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Wait! If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding that cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Does it still show ages? Oh, the judge isn't on here? Well, that's sad. I want to see what his age was. Listen to what I've got to say! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Kudo! This is my 16th cup of coffee. This is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. We'll rely on you next time, I think. Yeah? Yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, click or subscribe button down below. Don't forget to check out my channel, and if you're streaming live on Twitch or something to stream live, you can check out that link down in the description below. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will catch all of you in the next one. So, take care.